Welcome to a CGR Lap of Awesome from Classic Game Room. It's the RUF CTR Yellowbird on Monza here in Assetto Corsa for the PlayStation 4, which literally translates to somewhat flawed sim racer game on the PS4. That's what it means. And I've seen a lot of track and lap requests come in from readers on Twitter. In fact, there's my Twitter going off right now, and Patreon. And I'm working my way through them, but I'm also playing Assetto Corsa for a review. And you know I love driving games. And this one does work really well with the Thrustmaster, especially when it's plugged into the Framemeister. Which it's not, because honestly, you couldn't handle that. That would be too much thrusting and meisting all at once. That would basically be the Thrustmaster, is what that would be, the Thrustmaster. I'm going to have to pull that one out for some different reviews. So you heard it here first. The Thrustmaster. Now, Monza is one of my favorite tracks. Been driving this in lots of different racing games over the years. Slow down here, make a left, make a right, and then watch out for this next turn. It's kind of a pain in the ass. The whole thing with Assetto Corsa is it's a bit more of a sim racer than Gran Turismo 6, certainly. And this one's competition on the PlayStation 4 is at least currently Drive Club and Project Cars. If you go into this expecting either Drive Club or Project Cars, you will be disappointed, at least from the production value standpoint. Well, it looks nice, and it drives well enough in the actual racing part of the game. The menus and just the look and feel of the interface is terrible. It is far below par for a PlayStation 4 game. And then that's unfortunate because it just cheapens the game before you even get into it. And it's not bad, but I do recommend, at least if you're getting into this from the other arcade-style games like GT or Forza or Drive Club or Project Cars, play with all of the assists on. They're not as... This isn't as arcade-style as those other games, so the assists just simply help you keep the car on the track, especially some of the more basic cars like this one. I had a hell of a time because I turned them all off at first, and honestly, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do a lap of the track without crashing because there's no rewind button in this game, and especially when you crash, you're done. So you do not want to crash. That being said, there's a bit of a review of the game, or at least my first impression of the game, which I have been enjoying, and I'll get into more of the features and stuff as I guess I record these laps and also talk about it during the full review. But for at least for the moment, I'm talking about the CTR here, which is a nice car, and I tried this track, which is a track I know very well, so it's actually a good track to start this game on, with a couple cars, including the Countach. This one's better. It's a little faster, handles better. Really easy to spin out, though. It's a rear-engine car. If you lose it with this, you're in a world of hurt. If it bleeds, we can back over it and kill it again. As a lot of viewers will probably point out, visually, this is probably not quite as exciting as it could be. It's not the biggest budget game out there. It's a simulation racer, which I'm assuming made its way from PC onto PS4. This is just such a different animal from Drive Club, which I like Drive Club a lot. And I'm enjoying this as well. They're just two totally different kinds of games. And I'm in the lead. One thing I found out about this game getting into it during the races, and this is just like a single race, is that if you don't get in the lead early on, especially with these more basic cars, not the crazy-ass GT cars, but the more basic cars, you lose quickly when something else runs into you, or you run into something else and spins you out. So I'm just trying to get away from everything. Now, I did another lap after this. Actually took another couple tries to win it, and in fact I didn't win it with the Countach on I don't win every race. Actually, I must have lost this one about 10 times until I finally figured out how the game played. But boy, there's a lot of force feedback with the Thrustmaster in this one, and it's pretty nice. The Thrustmaster. Love this part of the track. It just feels like you're going to lose it at any moment, but you don't. Just accelerate straight out of there and brake here. That's my braking sound. Screeching tires. A little late on that one, actually. Try to roll through that, and then this next corner is sharper than you think it is. I like to start to the way on the left here and just ease into it. And it's just so easy to sort of misjudge that one. And this next corner is not too bad. Right around the sign, I start slowing down, and you can cut early there and go as fast as possible out of it because there's a huge straightaway. And at the second bridge thing up here, the overpass, whatever, right before that, I like to start right there. Start slowing down harder and harder and harder. Oh, no, I definitely shot that one too late. Broke too late on that one. Try to brake a little earlier than I did there, and just roll through that till you get to that last part of it, and then just gun it out of there, and you all know how to do the straightaway. And the gentle right turn at the end, you don't want to go too fast into it either, or you will slide off. I'll be showing you more from Assetto Corsa in these laps of awesome. And of course, covering more I keep saying trap for some reason. Track and lap. Seems like I'm combining track and lap into one word. That's the problem. Trap. Track and lap combos from Twitter and Patreon. Oh, you love the ending of this. Watch this. I'm going to win the race. I'm going to win the race. And bam! Really? You couldn't have given me like just a little bit of an animation sequence there at the end? And then our car just dropped behind me. If you watch the replays... Oh, and there's like a replay glitch in this game where I recorded these replays, but it cuts off the beginning. So they've got some work to do here. And also I want to drive over this guy who looks like some kind of a deformed android or something. Anyway, I'll see you next time on CGR Lap of Awesome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Classic Game Room. Even though this game isn't very classic. I mean, it's no Night Driver. But what is? Get your CGR shirts and glassware at ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is brought to you by Magnum Skywolf. CGR is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you.